Alright guys, so I'm going to be giving you like the absolute best goalkeepers to look out for FIFA 23. That'd be like career mode or foot or whatever mode really, because like you're gonna need a decent goalkeeper in foot, you're gonna need a decent goalkeeper in career mode, but I think this is gonna be mainly for career mode guys, because I'm gonna show you a few little gems, a few little tricks, what you could do in getting some goalkeepers. Right, so obviously first out of the block we got Allison here, and he is obviously going to be one of the ones that you want to go for, which are going to be like the top end ones. If you're at like a big club or like a rich club that's obviously going to pay out the money, because he's obviously 70 million, so it's going to cost a lot. And next up then guys, you're going to be looking at, of course, Edison is the other one. Of course, the two big guys right now in the Premier League, but he's actually worth a little bit more. He's 81 million. I think that's because he's just a slightly bit younger, but yeah, obviously if you're a really big fan of those keepers and you're not actually being Man City or Liverpool in your career modes, then you can obviously go and look and get those guys into your team. Of course, Donnarumma, 88 raid for now at 22 years of age, 91 million. He's gonna cost you though, but he is gonna be well worth the money for that young age. And yeah, I think that's pretty much all I can say about the guy. I mean, you can't really, you know what I mean, get him. I think if you're at a rich club, starting out your team in career mode, yeah, that would be the guy to get. Andre ter Stegen from FC Barcelona, which FC Barcelona are doing a madness this summer, so doesn't look like they're going to be changing the goalkeeper anytime soon. But so yeah, this guy probably still going to be their goalkeeper in FIFA 23. But yeah, man, his release clause is a massive 128 million, so you're gonna have to obviously be quite a rich club to pay that. If you wanted to pay that outright, of course you can go into the negotiations, I think, because his value is 60, so I think you can try and knock that down to closer to 60, guys. And yeah, the only thing, like I say, he is 29 years old, so it's whether you want to go that route. But he's a goalkeeper, so goalkeepers usually last quite a long time, so you probably go until he's like 35, until he starts sort of dropping the rating, right? So this guy I should have put in from the very start. Of course, just won the Champions League with Real Madrid. Chibo Courtois, of course, rated 89 overall, 68 million. So you, of course, yeah, you're gonna have to be quite a rich club to get hold of him, I think. And he is a left-footed goalkeeper, and he is 6'6", so he is going to be like probably one of the tallest goalkeepers in the list as well, if you're looking for that height. And of course, he has got that release clause of 144 million. But as I keep saying, guys, you can just go in and negotiate that down. You don't have to pay that full release clause unless you want to just like flex your cash and do that sort of thing. Next up then, in the top dollar signings again, guys, we have a 28-year-old, he is 75 million, Jan Oblak, from Atleti. He's obviously been one of the best goalkeepers in FIFA for a few years now, and really good for career mode. But of course, you're gonna have to be at one of those big rich clubs to obviously buy him. I know obviously a lot of people do actually start out in smaller clubs. I will be going into what goalkeepers you can get for those smaller teams next. This section, guys, is going to be a bit more for like the older goalkeepers, but still rated very high and still would be well worth being like your number one keeper or even like if you're greedy and you want to have a couple of keepers in your team, then you can get these guys at a very cheap price. So these, I mean, even if you're in the championship, you could end up getting Lloris here. He's obviously, yeah, he's age 34 now, and he's only going for 11.5 million, which is very cheap, and he's going to be an 87 rated goalkeeper. If you do end up getting some of these guys that are that little bit older, they will just drop 1 or 2 in the overall, but it's not too shabby. Not if you're like starting out in like the championship or a lower Premier League team, to get hold of like a decent keeper like this but cheap. Then you've got more of a budget as well for like the rest of your players that you want to go and get, which I will be doing another video on. Next up then, guys, is the PSG goalkeeper, which now I believe is going to be like the number 2 now they've got Donnarumma, right? I mean, he did keep him out of the team last season, but I think this season coming up, they did promise Donnarumma a bit more game time. So and at 34 years of age now, he is still rated 88, Keylor Navas, and he's only gonna be 13.5 million, guys. So you can get this guy for a snip. You can really get this guy for a snip. Plus these older ones, I don't think the contract on them is like all that long, so you should definitely be able to get these guys pretty damn cheap, again for like your championship or your lower Premier League team, or even as a backup guy if you want him, if you want to be greedy for like your big teams in the Premier League, or if I keep saying like Premier League or whatever, but like I suppose if you're doing like a Spanish league, La Liga, you know, or Serie A or whatever side, then these guys are going to be pretty good for that as well. It's whatever team basically you want to use. This guy's going to be great. He does drop off quite a ton though after the first season, first and second season. He will drop right down to like 85, but that's still reasonably like high, especially for like a championship or a you know, lower Premier League team. I keep referring to that because I think a lot of you guys will probably be doing like a Premier League team anyway, but yeah. Next up then, guys, is Manuel Neuer. Of course, like absolute beast at 90 rated, and you can pick him up, and it actually says here one of the world's best, and you can pick him up for 11.5 million. Yeah, you can get this guy very cheap. I know, like I keep saying, like the actual value there, like 11 million. I know you probably will have to pay slightly a bit more than that when you do the negotiations, maybe between the two clubs, but it's not going to be far off that, guys. It's not going to be, you know, it's not going to be miles off that. So yeah, I'm just going to keep saying that as the price. So 11.5 for an absolute legend in Neuer, you know, and he will stay like that for a little bit. He will obviously drop after the first season and the second season into like the 89, 88s, 87s, but he's definitely well worth the money. So this one again, guys, is a nice one to get just for those sort of like cheap, nice goalkeeper that you can get at the bottom of the championship or Premier League, where you can just get like a really nice goalkeeper. 85, I think he was actually again rated 86 at the start of FIFA, but again he's dropped 1 to 85, again coming from the Serie A. 6'4", very big, very good keeper, this one, great veteran. I think he's only got another year contract with Inter because they have just signed a different goalkeeper, which I might actually bring up and show you guys, because he might actually be fairly decent on the next FIFA 23. But yeah, very cheap, no messing about here. 1.2 million and you got yourself a pretty okay freaking keeper right there. Because I believe as well, if you are going to be doing these career modes, you need probably about an 85 plus goalkeeper. We have Caspase Michael, 34 years of age, 83 rated overall right now, but I believe he was like 85 at the beginning of FIFA, so I don't know what's going on with that. But again, he will be a good choice for a goalkeeper if you want a cheap goalkeeper, especially in the next FIFA 23. It's whether they lower him down to that 83 or even lower than 83 if he's going to be worth it or not. But he could be quite a nice cheap backup goalkeeper if you were looking for one of those. So I put him in the list. I know, guys, like, this guy is the absolute legend. Buffon, he's not really rated that highly now. He's age 43, but if you want to just go and get a legendary goalkeeper for your team, 700k, yeah, you can just get that. He can be like your second backup keeper if you really need a backup keeper as well. So I mean, I always has gone for him for many FIFAs now in the career mode, just to get that cheap goalkeeper, just to put him into the team. Obviously this year he's gone really down in the overalls, and he will keep dropping, guys. But if just for sentimental reasons, I had to put him in Buffon. So another big goalkeeper then, guys, is a Magnan, which he has just won the Serie A with AC Milan. So of course he's gonna be right up there, I think, in FIFA 23, starting out at 85 overall, but he will increase right up to 89, at least on FIFA 22. So pretty decent. And again, I think it's going to be like a little bit more for the richer clubs, semi-rich clubs, because he's going to be 54 million for his starting price. So yeah, but yeah, of course, again, it's up to you guys what one of these goalkeepers you go for. Onana then, age 25, has just let his contract expire at Ajax, and he's gone to Inter. Now his overall is 82, but he will go up to an 85 rated goalkeeper, which is kind of medium, kind of not too bad. I could say acceptable for a goalkeeper in career mode. He will help you out, and yeah, he's 6'3", so he's not obviously gonna be too small, so he's gonna be a pretty decent keeper that way. And his wage is pretty low as well, with that 15k on the wages. But yeah, obviously that's that guy that I was talking about, that has gone to Inter now to replace Handanovic. Now here we go again, guys. David De Gea, 6'4", 30 years of age. He is actually rated 87 on this one. I think he is actually going to get a little bit of an improvement, or stay around that 87 mark in FIFA 23. So he wouldn't be a bad shout for a goalkeeper as well. But 45 million, so he's going to cost obviously a little bit. Oh yeah, I don't know why I'm putting this guy on the list, but he's 86 now. He was actually rated 87, I think, at the start of FIFA. But yeah, he has dropped. But he is 31 years of age, so obviously by the time next FIFA comes out, he's just going to be a little bit older there. And yeah, 86, if he's going to be 86 in the next one, I mean, he's quite a competent goalkeeper, and fairly cheap at 31 million, but he's obviously getting a little bit older. So it's whether you guys want to get him or not. He's a very tall goalkeeper though, at 6'5". So now this dude, if you have been playing foot constantly comes up in packs. Well, he did at the start of FIFA for me, not so much now. I'll probably jinxed it, I'll probably will get him in a pack later, but yeah, he's obviously quite a decent one at an 85 overall, 31 years of age though, so again he is you know, getting on in the age side of things, but he is still keeping up that price tag of 24 million. But if you do look here, he has got a release score for 41, but you don't want to be paying that, guys. You want to be going in and you want to be going and try and negotiate for this guy if this guy is something that you want to look at. And again, sticking with the Bundesliga, guys, we have got Jan Sumo. Again, 23 million. So yeah, again, it's up to you guys, but he is 6 foot. I do like to have my goalkeepers at least sort of maybe 6'2", 6'3", so they've got that extra bit of reach. But you know, 6 foot, this guy is he's not a bad goalkeeper, but it's completely up to you. Again, he's quite competent at 85, but it's whether you want someone again that is going to grow with your club, because he is obviously 32 years of age. This is going to be like the start of like the young talented keepers. If you want to start out really small and then we'll kind of work your way up, this guy does actually start out around 71 rated, so and you will have to play him and play him and play him. I don't particularly like doing this. I like to get a keeper that's at least over 80 rated and then like work that way, but it's each their own. Like for me, of course, if you can get like a Neuer on the cheap like that, or something, then chuck him in, that works for me. But he does get to an overall of 87, so he is probably worth it. He's probably the best youngster where you're gonna like put the work in. He will like he come out a really decent keeper for you guys. So yeah, just something that I missed out for you guys, whoops. Yeah, so Van der Voort does actually have a release clause on him for 5.9, so obviously once you pay that, you just pay that and he's yours. Pretty much going into the negotiations and offer him his contract, and yeah, he's yours straight away, boom. No negotiating with the club or anything, so that's really nice. One that you career mode guys will probably know about anyway is Lafont. Obviously for a couple of FIFAs he was absolute beast, one of the ones to get. Got his move to a team in Italy, didn't really work out for him. I think he was a bit homesick, wanted to go back to France, and obviously got the move to FC Nantes. But yeah, really a shame for him, like he didn't have like that sort of mentality, I guess, there to sort of, you know, go into that different division. So it really remains to be seen now what his career is going to actually be like. I think it's just going to keep dropping and dropping now, guys. I don't think he's going to be that wonder kid that he obviously was a few FIFAs ago. Whether in FIFA 23 we're gonna have to look and see, but he is rated about 78, 79 overall. I know I haven't done the the scouting on him, but this is just what I'm going off of online, and through foot as well. I think he's about 78 on foot, so but yeah, does start off there, but he will get to about 85 rated, which isn't like the best of the best. Like you would want a little bit more than that, but still he's quite a decent pickup, 22 years of age, and then he'll go to like 80, 85 overall. So reasonably good goalkeeper for you to get, I think. Next up then, guys, we have Lunin, which is another sort of like that young potential type of goalkeeper. So got a release clause there of 15.7 million, so fairly cheap to sort of get him out of that contract. Obviously, as you can see here, he is only 22 years of age. He's 6'4", so that's not too shabby. I think he does actually start out in the sort of early 70s Again, like Van der Vaart, you will have to keep playing him and boost him up to get into those 80s, and I think he does actually finish up around 85ish overall. Okay guys, so that's gonna be the last goalkeeper today. Obviously this video has been pretty long. I've been rambling for quite a while about these goalkeepers, so if you stay tuned, thank you very much. I hope this video does actually help you out for FIFA 23, and if you are still playing FIFA 22 as well, these goalkeepers will work out for you, of course. But yeah, I'm going to be doing much more videos like this for all the different positions, so stay tuned. Make sure you smash that like and subscribe and hit that bell for the future videos. But yeah, I'm out.